Good morning, folks. Cowboy here. It's 3:45 in the morning, and I'm taking a trip up to East Tennessee via the Blue Ridge Parkway. So as we get closer, I'll be giving you more info. So we're about to enter the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is the end in Cherokee, 469 miles. We'll be entering at mile 469. So as you can see, if we were to go straight, we would go to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, but we're going right to the Blue Ridge Parkway. We are now entering the Parkway. Speed limit is 45. We are 87 miles from Asheville, North Carolina. We started out this morning, it was 69. It is now 59 degrees. We are coming up on Sherrill Cove Tunnel. This is the first of 25 tunnels. So soon, Rattlesnake Mountain Tunnel. A very short one. See, the sun has risen. What a beautiful sight. Looking east, looking west on the other side of the parkway, I believe that you can see why it's called the Great Smoky Mountains. Just look at that beauty. And back there, where you see the little red, that's still another mountain range, the Appalachians. Just look at the sea of clouds. So right now, we are only at 4,375 feet. The village of Sanmook, 2960. This is the highest elevation on the Blue Ridge Parkway motor road, 6,053 feet. Now this is on the road. The highest peak is just off of the Blue Ridge Parkway in Mount Mitchell, which is the highest peak east of the Rockies. This is looking out from the highest point on the parkway. There's several rows of mountains back there. This is the Richland Balsam Overlook, and of course the elevation is 6,053 feet. At the highest point, see, it is now 55 degrees. All right, folks, I've made it up here onto the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm right around 6,000 feet, 55 degrees. Of course, I've got the sun in my face, and it's a beautiful morning here. I've got a Coleman grill here set up, little Coleman propane stove, cooking on a probably a 30-year-old little camp stove. I've got me some potatoes. I've got me some onions. Getting ready here in just a few minutes after these cook a little bit to throw a steak on, and also fry me a couple of eggs and sit down here and enjoy the beautiful scenery. So I've got a little strip steak over there that's got some salt and pepper and olive oil on it, which is what I always love to put on one. And so here in a few minutes after these potatoes and onions cook a little, we'll just throw those right in with the potatoes and onions and cook that steak up. So y'all tag along as we have a breakfast on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So this morning I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Blue Ridge Parkway. The Blue Ridge Parkway was built in the 20s during the Depression. It was finished around 1930, somewhere along in there. What happened is that they built this parkway so they could provide jobs for the people in the Appalachia, North Carolina, Virginia, and also people from over in Tennessee came over and worked as well. So it's a 469-mile road. The speed limit on it is 45 miles an hour. And here in North Carolina, it's very mountainous and very curvy. As you get on up into Virginia on the Blue Ridge Parkway, it's sort of flattened out and big, long, sweeping curves. It's great to ride a motorcycle on. I have done that on my Harley Ultra Classic. I've done it north twice, and I've done it south once. Now, the Blue Ridge Parkway ends in Waynesboro, Virginia. And that's where it starts, and it comes down to Cherokee, where we started this morning. Now, at the beginning of the Blue Ridge Parkway, there is the Skyland Drive. The Skyland Drive is 102 miles long, and it overlooks the Shenandoah Valley, which is another beautiful drive if you ever have the opportunity to do that. Or if you have a motorcycle, it's even greater when you do it on a motorcycle. Once you get up there, then you can come back down through the Shenandoah Valley, which is beautiful as well. So, as I said earlier, the Blue Ridge Parkway, the highest point is 6,053 feet. That's on the parkway now. Mount Mitchell, which is off the parkway, is the highest peak east of the Rockies. And that one, I believe, is 6,500 and something. That figure I would have to check. Now, our potatoes and onions are cooking up pretty good. So now, we're going to throw on the steak. As you can see, everything is cooking up really nicely. Our potatoes are are getting a little brown, a little crust on them. I have already seared the steak on one side, and I've just seared it on the other, and now I'm going to flip it back. Maybe. Having a little trouble there. Got it. And of course, we season that with a little salt, pepper, and olive oil. So my steak and potatoes are pretty much at the point that I want them to be. I've turned the heat off on this side. I've got the eggs over there now. Going to cook them a little sunny side up. That shouldn't take but a few minutes, and then we're going to sit down and enjoy a great breakfast. So take a look there. My steak is ready. My eggs are done. And my potatoes and onions are ready. For some reason, there's swarms of flies around here. I don't know what that means. At first, I thought it was yellow jackets, but it's flies. So we're going to eat this and then get back on the road. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I know that I'm going to. So, I've enjoyed that breakfast, and it's time to get back on the trail. As always, I'll see you on down the trail. So this is the Looking Glass Rock, elevation 3969, and where I'm standing, 4492. So if you'll look, you see that big hump right there. Depending on how the sun is, and if there was any rain, the water leaks across the rocks, and it shines, and it looks like a looking glass. So Looking Glass Rock. So I am now on the other side of the Looking Glass Rock, and you can see where I was talking about that rock. If the sun was hitting it correctly, you would be able to see the water coming down, shining like a glass. There's an even better view. So there's what the roads look like on the side of the mountains, along the ridges. So all morning long we've been climbing, and now we're going down. So on one of my visits up and riding the parkway, as I came out of this tunnel on the side I'm just on now, there's a big old black bear that jumped across the road. We could not be so lucky today. approximately.